Hello again. We want to give thanks to the Lord because we are gathering together in His name in order to learn the worships that we are presenting under the IPU with Lorena Saldierna Gomez and um, in the objectives of clinical pastorship, theology, workshops of jewelry making, perfume making, learning languages such as the one we speak already, which is English, Spanish also, Hebrew, some classes, music, seamless dressing, tailoring, and we've been gathering some of the little items that we use in order to put things together, right? Um, we are talking in regards of the next book in the Bible, which is Joshua, right? Which is the one who entered the promised land, right? And it was very interesting to find out about it, right? And as we move on with this subject, right, we see the importance and the interest, right, in order to learn from these different passages and books as we gather together our items in order to train other people, whether if they come into this place, whether if they're watching us in their homes, right? A lot of people are in the bed. A lot of people are not able to walk out because they're in wheelchairs and they still have the age to learn more. A lot of people are working and they have a break, or they're in the way home and they are in the bus and they can be taking notes or do something with their free time. And we are joining with all of them so they can use the best they can their time, right? And in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, the Lord bless our brain, right? And our interest and our financial resources in order to accomplish our goals, right? Last time I was talking to some of the people interested, right, in some of the aromatherapy, right? Because mostly all the nice things about it becomes a therapy, right? And I gather some of the things that we don't longer have to worry about to extract from the herbs and from the flowers that we are surrounded with. I found in the market, in the grocery store, in the pharmacy, right? Uh, we have the eucalyptus oil, right? The lavender, and we have the peppermint, right? Oil. We have the frankincense. We have the lavender. We have the normal, right? The cooking almond extract, right? And we have some of the cinnamon oil already for to be mixed, and we have the lavender, right, oil in different ways. We have gathered different containers, right, in order to make the samples, right, mostly in the olive oil. We also have the coconut oil, and we are suggesting people when they can find the ingredients in oil type so they can have the samples, the kind of tea, right, in order to put into the oils. Mostly half of the container is olive oil, and which is almost odorless. And as you get interested in to make samples in order to find out how they smell, you gather each one of the bottles, right? And in a notebook, right? You gather and put numbers to the bottles: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Or if you want to make different kinds of combinations with milliliters, right? Or drops, right? Milliliters, it might be advisable, right? To be certain and what is the mixture of aromas you want to make, right? And You put the 7 different bottles, little containers, right? And put half of it olive oil, right? And you keep adding drops of each one of the essence that you want to mix with, whether if you want to drop in one container with lavender, whether if you want 2 drops of lavender in the second, whether if you want 3 and 7 drops of lavender, right? And if you want to keep adding, you can add to that 1 drop in half container of oil. It doesn't have to be too big. It has to be just maybe 10 drops of olive oil with only 1 drop of lavender, right? It's up to you. And so then you can add eucalyptus. Be careful with the eucalyptus, right? Because it's very strong. So 1 drop of eucalyptus, and then you go 2 or maybe 1 mixed with 3 lavenders. And so you make your formulas, and just smell, test each one of them to see how they are. And you can add to the same one the peppermint. You can add 5 drops of peppermint to the 1 drop of lavender with the 1 drop of whatever you add to it, right? To see how it smells, right? This is the way of make perfumes with the oils we already have, right? Because they're already ready and they're ready there to make us all rich. So just right there, you can make all kinds of perfumes, and whenever you're ready, whenever you find out which is the perfume that it can be, or the perfume that people likes the most, you're just ready to become a millionaire, right? Long time ago, the perfumist, they had to put the olive oil. They have to go and get the olives and get the oil from the olives and boil the olives with, for example, eucalyptus, right? And burn it. Have a the flame or the fire under all these flasks, and eventually be able to let it be sitting there for like maybe a week, and after then to be able to use the colander, right, and to have all the content, whether if it was a liquid, whether if it was just oil, right? And then you have 2 different substances. You have the liquid part, and then you have the oil part, and you separate both of them, right, in order to have the water for perfumes. There's some different kinds of perfumes, and to have the other one, which is the oil part, which will provide you the oil perfume, right? So back those days, it was a little bit different. It was a little bit hard. Nowadays, having everything to our reach, we can become a very rich and millionaires, right? So we had that. And we were talking in regards of the jewelry making, right? We have different kinds of designs, right? We have designs over here, right? As I don't know if you can be able to see, but this is one a little bottle right over here with a strand, with the strings, and over here there is another one, right? It's a very nice design with the shells and pearls, irregular pearls. And there's another one we prepare over here, which is a shell with a mother pearl and a pearl just right by. And we were able to gather all this information. We were able to find out a way to make it, right? We from the little stones from the just right beside the river, we got all this little not able to even make it smaller, right? This can be it can be diamonds, it can be citrines, it can be quartz, right? But it's so small, the stone, that you cannot um, make it or shape it in a smaller size. Over here, we gather the different irregular pearls, right? And the shells, right? And we work out the perforation of it, and it's a very nice design, and it looks really beautiful, right? As every in each one of them are attached. The string can be a different way. This is a copper and jute, right? And it looks beautiful, and it's a very nice set, right? And it looks nice with jeans and t-shirts. And if you get serious, right, it can get even better. You can change the chains, right? And over here we were able to put the shell and the irregular pearl on the side. We were able to find a design for this one, right? That one is the irregular pearl and the shell, right, with a string. And it's a very nice, it's a simple knot, just like you see. And just right there, we make a lot of them, and going to the flea market, we find out that people purchase almost everything. And right here, this is an extra shape. It's a heart shaped shell, and it look really beautiful, right? All of them have a flat pearls and attached pearls around it, and it's a very lovely um, piece of ornament, right? All of them are hearts, and you see, it's something really nice. Um, in regards to the fashion designing, right, we are telling people, right, that it's always very important to have a measuring tape like this one, right, to be able to have the patterns. It is not very hard to make a blouse, to make a pant, right, because everything is mostly squares and rectangles, right? When people are ready to make clothes or blouses, the person need to find out how long do they want to have the blouses, right? How long, and that is going to be the length of the rectangle, and how right, they're going to have to go around the breast, right? The chest in women's, right? Breast and chest in men, or chest, whatever, and then the pattern doesn't come in one piece, it comes in one fourth, right? So this is half of it, right? And so you make it fourth, right? And it's gonna be just like that, which is just one side, right? It's gonna be the length, and then the size of the chest, and then you have to measure from the shoulder, which is the biggest part, the fattest part of your chest, and then from there you're gonna draw the line. How can we do this? This is something very simple, right? As we have our paper, we say that the length of this blouse is gonna be um, right, like a 48 centimeters, right? And we said that it was 1/4, right? 33 is gonna be like around this, right? Uh, then we have the chest part, right? And just gonna be like that, right? And so we're gonna close this one, right? You close it, right? And then we have over here like 8 centimeters for the neck, right, for the collar. And we make the 8 centimeters also, right? So we make the collar, right, just right there. As we know that this is gonna be the part for to make the sleeve. So we come nicely, right, just around to make the sleeve, right? A lot of people have very straight shoulders, right? When you go to the to the seamstress, to the tailors, they see all these details on your body, right? And when you have your pattern, you have to put it on you, on top of your body, in order to find out how it looks like. So over here, we're gonna put an inclination of like a 1.5 centimeter to to make the shoulders, because not everybody's straight, right? And so just right there. And when people like to have pleats like in these corners, right, like right here, have to leave as much as you're gonna take from it, right? If you don't have a waist, right? If you're gonna make like a 1 centimeter, it have to be right the one that you have to add outside, right, in order to make it not too stylish, right? So this is what it's gonna put in the middle. So you measure middle, and it's gonna be like around here, right? It's right there. And you put 1 centimeter to one side, and another centimeter to the other side, and you have a very nice pleat. And just right there is a very nice, a basic pattern for the blouse, just like that. So when you put these things in the fabric, you have to fold the fabric in two in order to make the front part, right? We're gonna leave it just like right there for the blouse, right? Everything is very simple. If you want to have a color, we're gonna explain to you next time. We were saying, right, in regards of this gentleman, Joshua, right, that he went to the Lord. And it might be strange, right? But everything is good to know about what happened, because what it happens is that he went to talk to the Lord, and he said, 2 men have failed. Remember the last time we talked in regards of that a very brave people went in to get the city, because the Lord has said, go and get the city, right? But not because he said go and get the city, or that it means that you can go and do everything you want. They were looking for a word of confirmation. The word of confirmation is what allows you and provides you the visa in order to be freely where you need to be, right? It was like a visa, it was like notification, right? Confirmation. So Joshua went to pray to the Lord, and he sat down and talked to him. You said that we are your people, and we have been traveling from so far away, and now we would like you to be with us, because we are looking for the confirmation of your word, and we would like you to let us know how do you want us to have this thing done, right? So Joshua went to talk and pray, right? And he prayed to the Lord. Eventually he ordered how everything should be done. And remember that he was already weak, because he had already lost two huge platoons of warriors. And he ended up with the youngest ones. And it was really inexpert. He didn't have, all these platoons didn't have experience whatsoever in anything, because the more bravest ones, the strongest one went ahead, right? And that's how they die, right? So he went around, and he sounded off the trumpets, and eventually, in a different manner, and at very different times around the walls, and you know, and so we see that why is that these people were walking around the walls of Jericho, outside the land of the promised land. right? It's been said that this place was inhabited. It's been said that this place, there was no people in it. And eventually, a lot of people from different places, giants and some other people from different parts came to live in. When the people of Joshua came in, obviously that they were sounding off the trumpets in order to intimidate whoever walked in the city who occupied what it didn't belong to them, right? Remember that the Lord had promised to the chosen people a land, and the land was prepared by the Lord to be occupied when the chosen people was walking out from Egypt, right? That was the land the Lord wanted for them. Meanwhile, the Lord had the land prepared for them to walk in and had made preparations to occupy it. And eventually, astray, they went right to the other side. Bueno, pues ya nos fuimos, ¿verdad? Con todo el inglés y todo el libro, pero explicamos, ¿verdad? Formas de cómo poner los samples de las gotas y cómo del aceite, ¿verdad? Que le estábamos explicando cómo hacer los samples, ¿verdad? Le estábamos diciendo que en unas botellitas de vidrio, ¿verdad? Chiquitas, esas que venden en el internet, puede comprar para hacer sus pruebas, ¿verdad? De los aceites para hacer perfume. Dijimos nosotros que el aceite básico para la perfumería es el aceite de olivo. Y le va poniendo, si pone una línea de frasquitos con el número 1, con el 2, con el 3, con el 4, con el 5, los que quiera hacer. Y le va combinando gotitas de 1, 2, 3 gotitas de lavanda, con una de eucalipto, con 2 de canela, hasta que los haga bien esplendorosos, bien aromatizados, hasta que estén bien cargados de bastante olor, ¿verdad? Y el que le guste más, o si hace mezcla de aceites y les pone nombres y los llega a vender, y el que se le venda más, ese es el que puede hacer usted, ¿verdad? Lo manda al FDA para que le hagan el examen, ¿verdad? Y si quiere y llega a conseguir suficientes recursos, lo puede mandar también a el bioquímico para que le haga el examen del due date, hasta cuándo ese aceite va a estar bueno, ¿verdad? Y así cumple, ¿verdad?, con los requisitos legales que tiene que tener para que se haga efectivo en la marca, ¿verdad? Valsiri reconoce, le pone nombre a su línea de perfumes. Le cuesta como $16 ir a registrarse. Y si vende sus perfumes, ¿verdad?, en el flea market con sus amigos, en la iglesia, en la escuela, en el trabajo, ¿verdad?, pues también puede ponerle un precio fijo en el internet, también lo puede poner, ¿verdad? Y hay muchas, ¿verdad?, líneas de internet que le cobran un buen precio para ponerle una buena marca, un buen anuncio, ¿verdad? Entonces, vea que hoy estamos en el tiempo de hacer dinero, ¿verdad? Dios ha llegado a nuestra vida, el Señor nos ha dado manera de instruirnos y gente que nos pueda decir qué tan fácil es tener un centavo extra, ¿verdad? Le explicábamos también cómo es que se llegan a acomodar los dibujos, ¿verdad? Le enseñábamos las hojas de los diseños, ¿verdad? De las conchitas con las perlas irregulares. No tiene que ponerle 80 perlas, 2, 3 perlitas, ¿verdad? Haga rendir lo que tiene, ¿verdad? Hágale un nudito, póngale unos aritos, ¿verdad? Para que se separe, porque a veces es bueno admirar las preciosas joyas, no necesariamente que tengan que estar juntas una enseguida de la otra, ¿verdad? Y así combina los colores de sus piedras, ¿verdad? Alrededor de los ríos, por ahí por la playa, las conchitas, los caracolitos y las cosas que se encuentran que ya están secos y parte de la arena, ¿verdad? Le enseñaba la botellita, ¿verdad?, que tiene, como está colando la arena junto con sus piedritas, va a encontrar que unas ya no se les va a poder dar forma. Entonces esas por colores las puede poner en botellitas y es así como se vende la joyería, que ya no se puede cortar o hacer más pequeña. Y también le dimos, ¿verdad? Una explicación simple de la parte de la blusa, ¿verdad? Que se pueden, ahorita se usan mucho, ¿verdad? Las blusitas sin cuello, con manga abierta o con manga corta. Y es una forma bien simple de hacer ropa, ¿verdad? El tiempo lo dice todo. Nuestro interés nos desarrolla y pensamos que todo se puede hacer. Hablábamos de Joshua, que lo importante que es cuando vamos al Señor, recibir palabra de notificación, recibir una confirmación de lo que nosotros pensamos que es lo que nos está diciendo Dios. Y que este hombre, como había perdido fuerza, ¿verdad? Ya su equipo del ejército, el primer platón que salió a pelear, murió, el segundo también, y quedó con unos jóvenes inexpertos, ¿verdad? Y él, pasó, ¿verdad? A que Dios le dijo que esa tierra para ellos y para ellos fue. Explicábamos nosotros, ¿verdad? En español que el Señor, desde el tiempo que habían salido de Egipto, él ya tenía esa tierra preparada y no había gentes en esa tierra, ya se habían ido por alguna razón. Mas, sin embargo, el hombre se fue alrededor del desierto y fue de esa manera por la que encontraron gente viviendo en este lugar que Dios había preparado para ellos. Then we say that these people went around sounding off their trumpets, y se fueron, ¿verdad?, tocando sus trompetas. And that's how eventually, after different times and doing this around, ¿verdad? Porque era una forma de intimidar al que se metió. That was a way to intimidate the people who got in. During the 40 days, the chosen people was around the desert, right? And that's how eventually they catch up with it. The people living in catch up with it, right? And as they were intimidating and the people were scared, and a lot of people, I'm very sure that they walk away, right? Because they were around the first time, and I'm very sure that a lot of people walk away. They left the place because it was not their country. And that was the strategy the Lord placed, knowing that the chosen people didn't have strength. The military people were already killed. They went in the wrong way. The first people and the second people also, and it was a lot of people. Remember that these people were traveling, and the people, when they're traveling, they have not much to do but just to walk and walk all the time. So the amount of people wasn't really large. So that's the reason the Lord practiced the intimidation, right? In order to let the people to fly away from there. And a lot of people flew away from there, especially the ones who really knew that they didn't belong there. Entonces, cuando la estrategia de Dios, cuando los hizo caminar alrededor de la tierra prometida, fue que se saliera la gente que no era de allí, ¿verdad? Esa era la idea de que ya vinieron, to make it think this way. Oh, the owners of this land are back. We need to go. To create that kind of idea, right, was the strategy that it was around it. And the second time, the same thing. The third time, the same thing. And on the last time, right, decimos que la primera vez se fue mucha gente, la segunda también. Y ya cuando el Señor dijo hasta aquí, fue cuando sonaron las trompetas y gritaron todos, ¿verdad? Pues han de haber dicho los que andaban ahí, ¿verdad? Todos intimidados, ellos son los dueños de esta tierra. So that's how we believe that the idea was to make these people think, oh, these are the owners of this land. Let us just leave them alone, right? Or whatever. So a lot of people gave up, maybe, right? And whoever died in that war, but it's up to their The Lord didn't go into that place in order to kill anybody, right? Just to allow and to give time for everybody to move away and to leave the land, right? So, anyways, confirmation, right? It was what Joshua received, and that the military was very weak when he was interested still in to obey the word of the Lord, and that the land belonged to them 40 years ago, and that there was no people supposed to be living in that place. And the strategy was a really great way to make the people to understand, and to allow them to leave the place, right? To flew away because the owners had come back. And so that's how it was understood, and that's how everything it was done. And we saw how Joshua got into the land and all the people with him, right? And we see the heroes in that place were people very simple, people who nobody expects that they will, to help anyways. It's not written that they betrayed in any way the projects of these people, but anyways. So we also talk in regards of Hebrew, right? We are using the Hebrew and English dictionary, right? In order to get into the word of the Lord a little bit deeply, and to get into the Holy Scriptures, right? And we have gotten the composition notebook, right? You can purchase them also, right? They are in the internet, or you can come to the library. You can go to the library, and we have this kind of paper in order to learn, how to write the Hebrew and in it, and so that way we know what we're doing. So we also want to invite you, right, to check the guitar lessons, right? Guitar lessons. Um, there is always any beginners. If you want to, también estamos diciendo, ¿verdad? Para las gentes que están interesadas en el estudio del hebreo, ¿verdad? Que se consiga un diccionario en hebreo y un cuaderno para saber cómo se hacen las letras. Y también lo invitamos, ¿verdad? Para la clase de guitarra. La guitarra tiene su nombre, ¿verdad? Y vemos nosotros que no es muy difícil de llegar a conocerlos. Pues estamos, ¿verdad? Revisando la palabra santa para que se bendiga nuestra mente, y los proyectos que tenemos, ¿verdad? Y queremos disfrutarlo con todos ustedes, ¿verdad? Y los invitamos para que sigan viendo los programas que nosotros tenemos, ¿verdad? Para que se motive y no deje de estudiar, pues la mente necesita entrenamiento, ¿verdad? Let us just continue with our interest and keep on learning, right? Because the mind needs to be under training all the time, and it's very good to be learning a lot of things always. So let us just leave it over here, and we're going to be gathering together with the next book from the Bible. The Lord bless you and have